All right, you guys, it's time for the most anticipated episode of the season. This is the episode where Trisha exposed Moses, like his DMs, and completely just went in on him. I thought it was going to be an episode after this one, but it's actually this one. Like, this is the next in line. So buckle up and get ready because this is going to be intense. Now, this one was called Exposing the DMs. And remember, this is going to be her going in on Moses. Probably the first proper exposed video she did on him. The first one, she kind of went in on him and Ethan and Ela, but this is like all Moses. So here we go.
What's up, mother? Welcome back to another The Dish with Trish podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podcasts. On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podcasts.
One thing I notice immediately is that she seems to be in a really good mood, and I feel like this is because she knows she's about to expose him, and she's gonna get some kind of like high off of it. This is gonna be like her little like villain arc, so she's feeling good about herself. She's feeling herself because she's about to expose him, and I feel like nothing makes Trisha feel better or gets her as high as exposing someone.
Welcome back, you guys. Today is a no holds bar episode because I just stopped giving any. Is great, and also we don't have any ads or sponsors today, so
this is her way of coping. So, like I said, she doesn't care right now. So she's on a vengeful high.
wonderful. This is slowly declining or quickly declining. We don't know. If you want, yeah, this is great, and also we don't have any ads or sponsors today, so wonderful. This is
No ads or sponsors, so she's gonna let loose. That's what I hear.
slowly declining or quickly declining. We don't know. If you want to keep these podcasts coming, maybe go download it on the Apple Podcast app or Spotify. I don't know. Go listen to a podcast. What if you want to around? I would like to keep this podcast.
Okay, we get it. Quit cussing. Jesus Christ.
As I build a whole set in my house for him, but at the same time,
I guess she's just trying to show how angry she is, but like, come on.
I also do. So whatever. I actually really enjoyed
I'm only getting annoying because I'm gonna have to mute all this.
doing these podcasts. So even though we don't have today, that's cool. Whatever. I like doing these podcasts. I feel because it is my lesser of my platforms, apparently, because I can't get a ad on here. I feel very just, it seems very just a flow, stream of consciousness. I know I haven't had guests. I usually have guests on. I'm trying to work on it. But now we're going back into another isolation, supposedly.
Okay, she's like, I feel like she's trying to put on this persona, like this I don't give a persona. Like, I think this was like when she was pretending to have DID. This was her, quote unquote, like, I think it was Trixie. I think it was like Trixie or 10 or something stupid like that. This is her persona where she's like, I don't care. When she like obviously cares a lot, because if she didn't care, she wouldn't do an hour-long podcast about this guy. But let's listen.
Weekend, all the bars and stuff are closed here again in LA, so we're back in quarantine. Yeah, I don't know. That's about it. That's it. That's the podcast. No, we're gonna talk a lot. It's good.
Okay, I forgot to mention in the beginning, this episode was done in between episode 1 and 3, like last time. So this was after the last video we did. This is the chronological order. So before the macaroni and cheese video, there was this video. This was a month prior to that. So macaroni and cheese came after this one.
A little bit of a passive aggressive podcast today. I like to be passive aggressive in my real life, not necessarily with people, because passive
She does like to be passive aggressive. This is a very truthful statement from her. Very self-aware.
aggressive people actually piss me off in real life, and even passive aggressive people online piss me off. So I don't particularly like it, but in my mind, I mean, let's be.
Wait, why is she talking about how passive aggressive people piss her off when she's probably the most passive aggressive person on YouTube and in life?
Real, I probably am a little passive aggressive. I try not to be, especially with people like I love and care about, because it is annoying. Like when people are like that, and you're like, okay.
No, she is passive aggressive the most with the people that she supposedly loves and cares about. The whole entire Jason Nash series is just full of passive aggressive comments from Trisha.
Okay, but right now we're focused. I don't know how to explain it, but you'll see. This whole podcast will be an episode in passive aggressiveness. Yeah. Wow. Hi. There's so much to talk about. I'm back on Bumble. I'm single. I found my ex on Bumble. We can expose my ex.
Okay. So she's single again, back on Bumble, which is kind of confusing because this was during the quarantine. So, I mean, I guess they could just video chat, text chat, whatever chat, but kind of seems like she was looking for someone in person, and this was during quarantine, which is a little unusual. But notice she says she caught her ex on Bumble, which apparently this is going to be Moses, even though they claim they never were even dating, but now he's her ex. So let's see what happens.
I don't know if we call it ex. My last few things, they're relationships, but guys don't want to call them that, whatever. My last few things, kind of were like, I don't know, kind of just a bunch of days where I knew I was like in love with them. I like to trick myself into thinking I probably was in love with them.
She definitely wasn't in love with them, but it sounds like the last relationships after Jason Ash were just hookups that she was getting more attached to than they were. It's so interesting though that she found Moses on Bumble. Like, I can't even begin to imagine what that confrontation looked like. Because remember, he was like, I don't talk to anyone. I don't do anything. I'm not interested in anyone. I don't even want to date. So to catch him on Bumble is wild.
I probably was in love with them. Let's be real. I'm just looking up my notes here. We got so much.
But how would she find him on Bumble if she wasn't on Bumble herself? That part is kind of confusing.
We got this. I found the big Bumble. I also found a bigger on Twitter. There's a TikToker that's flying in to hook up with me.
During quarantine, mind you. She's like bragging about this, but you guys, this is during quarantine. So she's having someone travel to come sleep with her during quarantine. That's how little she cared about quarantine, by the way, and what was going on.
And he's young, but he's 25, I feel. So that's, I think, that I've always said that. You guys can hold me accountable to that. Everything I said has been 25. Okay, 25. All right, cool.
I mean, she says that like she's against anyone 25 and below, but her sister was a 29 or 30-year-old woman when she slept with an 18-year-old boy for an OF collab. So if she really is as strong as she says she is against adults sleeping with 25 and under, especially 18, then she would have gone at her sister. Because remember, she was annoyed or disgusted by the fact that Jason Nash was interested in 19-year-old Tana Mojo when Jason was 45. Well, her sister, a 30-year-old woman, was sleeping with, not just crushing on, sleeping with an 18-year-old boy for OF. And the boy had like just turned 18 like months prior or something.
He's high. I've been doing hookups on TikTok. I've met a couple people that I've hooked up with on TikTok, but this one's more of a more well-known TikToker. It's really bizarre because TikTokers who are well-known on the TikTok platform, it doesn't translate to YouTube. It doesn't translate to Instagram. Like, of course, like the Addison Rays, look at me just knowing, like those translate, but it's very weird how like there can be people with millions of followers on TikTok and then you go to their Instagram and they have like 20,000 followers. I mean, still good, but it is a weird world where it's a little bit of
I'm not sure I know who this 25-year-old she's talking about is, unless she's talking about the young guy that she did an OF collab with, because I remember when she was doing an OF collab, she did one with a really young guy who she claimed was the youngest guy she ever hooked up with. So I don't know if this is the same guy. If anyone in the comments knows, let me know.
Disconnect. I like to say that your girl's killing it on all platforms. Hi, YouTube. Hi, only top 0%. Hi, Instagram, 2.2 million. TikTok, I have 1.8 million at TrishLikeFish88 on there. So I'm also doing a TikTok of all my last 3 lovers, kind of poking fun at them. So I'm dressing up as them. So I kind of have this already in my head. So I already.
Oh my God, I need to find that TikTok. If I can, I'll try to insert it here. But if I can't, someone link me.
did the first two, and I have to go and finish this last one because I actually ordered a black wig to do a Priscilla Presley cosplay and a Megan Fox cosplay. I needed a black wig because there's a lot of people I want to cosplay with black hair, and so one of my ex-lovers has long black hair, and I was like, oh, let me just go pick that up. So I got to pick
Okay, so it's definitely Moses. Confirmation that it's Moses, not that we needed it.
that up from the post office today. Tati, uncanceling cancel culture. We can talk about that. The H3H3 podcast, H3H3 has officially unfollowed me on Twitter because he replied to one of my, hey, here's just a public service announcement. Twitter is going to just show my Twitters might as well be only, but it's just like a teaser to get you to my only.
So, again, she's bragging about sending unsolicited photos to Ethan, who was married, by the way. She was sending unsolicited photos of herself to Ethan. She also did this to Keemstar in the past, and she was really... There's an episode of Frenemies where Trisha's like, I don't want to come for Keemstar. He's going to say things about me. I'm really scared about it. And I remember Ethan got mad and was like, well, no, you can't just let Keemstar get away with whatever he wants. Trisha's like, no, he'll come after me. And I think it was because she knew that she sent Keem unsolicited photos, and it was at the time where she was trying to cancel everyone for inappropriate behavior, and she had that under her belt. So she's like a multiple repeat offender of sending unsolicited photos to a bunch of people, and she was doing it specifically to Ethan to harass him. So she was sending like close-up shots of her private parts on Twitter to Ethan because she knew he didn't want to see them. So keep that in mind, because that's not a good thing. And I feel like if that was a guy doing that to a woman, they would have been canceled 100 years ago.
Twitter's just my point. You can post pretty much whatever. You can post whatever you want on Twitter. I mean, obviously, you don't think you can like post like bring somebody on Twitter, but like you like as far as sexuality go, you can like I think you can push yourself on there. So there's just open like at that point. I think I posted today. I showered this morning, and myself and made myself a shower head or something, and so that's on my only promoting that on my Twitter. So I think I was just like rubbing my and
promoted it on her Twitter, which isn't 18 plus, by the way. And she knows she has a bunch of minor fans, by the way.
Massaging my with some soap. This is just a focus podcast. And now I wonder why I don't get ad reads. Okay, well. Where is who even sponsors me? Third Love Now. I like your bras, Third Love. No, but H3H3. So if you guys don't know, H3H3 is a podcast I've been on, and I ended up like trying to like the girl. It's a couple that hosts a podcast. I tried to f- their brother, and I didn't try. I did.
Again, bragging about what she set out to do, which was to hurt them by, or at least, at the very least, use Moses as a weapon against them. So she hooked up with Moses to get under their skin, which is funny because like on the last episode, she was like, I didn't do that to bother your sister. And she was like, I never did anything to Hila, when she actually did.
And I kind of like caught feelings like weirdly enough because I was like, oh, I'm gonna like use him, whatever. And then motherfucker had sent a bunch of like DMs behind my back. And it happened like before he met me, but also then during, and then I found out, and then we had like a little bit of break. So I was like,
Oh, so she found out even prior that he was talking about her behind her back? Then where was this video before? So she just forgave him? It's weird though. He was talking crap about her before, during, and after. But she said she took a break and then took him back. Why though? How desperate are you?
And guess what? Motherfucker did it again. Like, what the
Of course he did it again. If they do it once, they'll do it twice. And she sounds so surprised by this, but I've been saying from the get, you guys, that Moses is a snake. He can't be trusted. Everything he preaches is a complete lie. He preaches about peacefulness and being kind and not judging and not being a liar. And he's the opposite of everything he preaches that he is.
I can't. And to read, here's the thing. I'm past the point now of being like hurt by it. It's like when you read the DMs or the messages between this, okay, like, and he full on met the family, met my dad for Father's Day, like the day before, texting a girl, which I believe to be a catfish because there's an account that has like literally
Okay, so Moses was talking to women behind Trisha's back and even spoke to one the day before he met her father. I told you guys, and I know a lot of you already know this, Moses is a snake. This is snake like behavior. And I think Trisha is one of the most toxic people on the internet. And I think she's toxic in all relationships. And I really do believe she met her match with Moses because he was just as dishonest and toxic as she was. But I don't even know why she bought into anything he said. And I wonder why she ends up forgiving him.
200 followers, and they get all these like supposed leaked DMs of girls he's DMing. So I think these are one girl or girls or whatever, or person setting up these accounts and catfishing this guy.
So all this proves is that Moses is pretty desperate himself and will answer anyone's message, or would at the time.
Oh God, lordy, lordy, lordy! And I forgave him once. Forgive him once, cool. They do it again to you. You're a fool, and I'm not about to.
Well, I guess she has a full done because she took him back and married him and had children with him. So time to apply the clown makeup, I guess. Hope there's enough for both of them.
Like no clown, beep beep beep. Because I'll tell you what, I've gotten some pretty bummed. He was the bombest. It's honestly because I thought he was a nice guy, so I think that's why this was better. Because I was just like, oh, he's like a nice guy, not my normal type, whatever. But he was a nice guy, and I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, you know what? I like him because he's loyal. He always says like, oh no, I don't. He said so specifically to me too, like, oh, I don't DM anyone. I just help people, and once I've helped them, like I move on.
I mean, she's not wrong here. She's not wrong here. That's literally what he said. He said, I don't personally DM anyone, only if they want my help, and I only respond to them and help them, and then I never talk to them personally. So she's not wrong here. He did straight up lie to her face about that, but he straight up lied to her face about a lot of things.
The DMs.
That's like the least of it.
From not one. But like there's probably so much more too, because when I asked him, we got in the most epic fight, and when I said all we have to do, because I got his phone, right, and he grabbed it from me when I went to go scroll some more because he unsent it to this girl or whatever. But yeah, I mean there.
Wait, do you think this was the infamous hitting episode? I thought it was before. Could it have been during this where she grabbed his phone again? Because I think when she's on front of me, she talked about how they got in a fight over his phone. Actually, maybe it's not, because remember she said they ended up sleeping together during that. I don't think they would have at this point when she caught him talking smack.
There's more underneath. I mean, it's insane. When you see the text messages and the way they talk to these girls, he would say stuff like, oh God, I wonder if they're still up. Should I read? Hey, you know what?
I mean, at this point, read them.
It's fucking public knowledge. It's on, I think I blocked the account. The verbiage of guys, and hey, look, I mean, there is a guy from Bumble. I can read you. I'll expose my own Bumbles at the end of this. There's a guy yesterday that went so hard for me. I was like, oh, I mean, no pun intended, but pun intended. There is, oh God, did they delete this? Damn. No.
I think this is the account that on Friday Meets Ethan said was Trisha. Because I remember he was like, yeah, they posted his DMs and it only had like 2 followers, so it was you. It doesn't sound like it's her, but it sounds like she got the information from this account, but then who would the account be? Because didn't she say she read it through his phone? So maybe it's both. Maybe she got it from his phone, sent it to herself, and then posted it herself. I don't know.
Oh, keep this up. Or maybe they did. Okay, guys, I found them. I've got the receipts. And just for the record, we don't need to go leave any harassment. This guy's excuse was like, well, we weren't dating. No,
they weren't dating, so he was allowed to go talk crap about her behind her back. And also, sure, they weren't dating, so he didn't need to be loyal to her, or he didn't owe her anything, but he did owe her the truth, or at least not. He didn't have to lie to her. Like when he said, I don't talk to anyone, I only do blah, blah, blah. Why didn't he just say, yeah, I'm single, I talk to whoever? Or just not even say anything at all? Why lie to her? Like, why lie?
So well my insecurities. Even if you haven't dated me, even if you haven't met me, even if you know me for 1 second, everyone knows my first rule of insecurity, my biggest insecurity is getting made to look a fool, to get made to be embarrassed. And guess what? These always come out when I post pictures of us together. And I was like, really, you're gonna come meet my dad? But like, oh, you didn't. And then when I asked him, I calmed down like a couple days later because I was like, if I really love this person.
So now it sounds like she found out. Okay, she found out before he met the dad. So did he still meet the dad? I'm confused about the timeline here. Unless she's talking about it like after the fact. But also her being like, "Oh, his excuse was that we didn't know, or that we weren't together yet." Good excuse, Moses.
Like figure out where this comes from. And I was like, did you really think that like I wouldn't be hurt by that? And he's like, no. And I was like, all right, goodbye. You don't know me. And here's the thing, I kind of clinged onto this. No, please. But the best way, guys, always the best way to get over someone truly. Because look, we weren't in love. We weren't. We just weren't. You know?
I mean, he wasn't in love with her. She was kind of infatuated and obsessed with him, if we're being real. She's trying to play it off now like she didn't really care that much when obviously she did. Like, you could tell through her tone how upset she is. And I'm sure Moses didn't care at all because Moses was only in it for the bag. So what does Moses care? But apparently he ends up coming back for that bag and she lets him, so we'll have to see how that took place. I also find it very strange that Moses claimed that he didn't know or think something would hurt her when his whole entire mantra before, when he was talking to her in the car and talking to her on the podcast, was that he's so in tune with people that he can help them, and he's just like everyone else, and he knows how people feel and there's no judgment. But then yet he didn't know like how the woman he was sleeping with would feel about him lying to her.
Oh, and people said that. People pointed out, they're like, okay, you don't care because I want to have 3. They're like, you don't care because you're not in love. And that's true. Like, I wasn't. So I was like, okay. But, you know, I was trying to hang on because I was like, oh, that good. But no, baby, no, baby, no, baby. I got some good. I got some other. I'll tell you about that later. But let's just read.
So wait, is she saying then that she already slept with someone after Moses? Because remember, you guys, they were all everyone was in quarantine at this point. So how many people is she flying over and sleeping with during quarantine, where you're not supposed to see anyone? You're supposed to stay 6 feet apart, and she's got people traveling in or coming over to sleep with her.
DMs because like what the hell? Like how do guys like think this is to turn off? I also saw him on Bumble. I like swiped right on him and we boomed and matched. But I was like, okay, he probably like saw me. Maybe it was a while ago. Maybe I don't know. I did it recently. I'm like, okay, that's kind of creepy. Whatever. And it's so funny because this guy seems like so like I want to help. I'm all love, loyalty. He's like I haven't dated in 10 years.
I mean, maybe I'm just good at clocking snakes, but she's kind of making it seem like, oh, he seems like you would never suspect him. But I feel like nothing ever seemed authentic about Moses to begin with. He just always came off incredibly insincere. So she's kind of acting like you would never. He's so unsuspecting. He was not that unsuspecting, girl.
Like I don't care about control my desires. Does it sound like a man who controls his desires? This girl goes to him, water friend. I hope
She did say that. I mean, he did say that to her, though. So she's right again. He did lie and say, I don't have any desires. I don't need to sleep with anyone. I don't. So, what a thing to be called on.
you are not going to sleep now. He goes, I'm here working on my computer. Got time to talk? Going to be busy. Also, mind you, like this person comes over, like we talk every single night together. Like he comes over like 4 to 5 times. Like, have I, you know what I mean? Like, okay.
Wait, they had Ondomless X? Because remember that first video? She said it was the first time she ever slept with someone and used an Ondom. So I guess that didn't last long. And he was already. Because they were only together for like, what, a week or two at this point? Maybe a month if we're being generous. And they were already having Ondomless X during quarantine?
He's like, going to be busy later. What are you doing later? Going to dinner. This is the dinner he's coming on with me and my sister, and the next day coming to meet my dad.
That's pretty foul. That's pretty dirty of Moses. Like, you're about to go to dinner with your hookup slash kind of, not really a girlfriend, but someone you're with close enough to meet their family, and you're talking to another girl like, oh, you're just going to dinner.
Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? And I would, here's the other thing. I would ask him. It's not like he was just hiding it from me or not wanting to tell me. I was very open. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we're not dating or I'm going to go find a person or whatever. But I was pretty open with it, whatever. And not that I did, but I was just like, okay, I'm open with it. And I'm like, hey, you know what I like most about you is that you're loyal, that I know you're not like, and I literally said, I even asked him so specifically, like, hey, like.
This is true too. She did ask him a lot whether he was talking to anyone or seen anyone. I don't know how honest she was about her own thing. I know she made it clear she was obsessed with him. But yeah, he didn't have any reason to lie to her except for the whole conning her thing. But she did ask him, like, and it didn't seem like it would have. I mean, obviously it would have bothered her, but it didn't seem like it would be a deal breaker if he was. So him lying, I think, added another layer of like unnecessary and betrayal.
Like, okay, I'm open with it. But I asked him specifically on the way home from the dinner with my dad, and I'm like, hey, you know what I like most about you is that you're loyal, that I know you're not like, and I literally said, I even asked him so specifically, like, hey, like, I'm sure, oh, he posted a selfie, which he never does. He never posts selfie. He's very selfless. He's very just about his work and his art and his guided meditation and help. He thinks he's helping people when he can't even help himself. This guy is so...
I mean, that's probably like the most honest thing she said about Moses, and it's so real because that is true. That is true. Moses can't even help himself. So him pretending that he helps other people is just narcissistic to say the least. And him posting the selfie, I will say, I kind of get why she would be sus of this because he acts like he doesn't do that. He's always like, oh, I don't want my face anywhere. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not shallow. I'm not superficial. So him posting a selfie is kind of strange. So I do understand where she's coming from with that. I would also be like, why'd you post a selfie if you said you don't?
I asked him so specifically. I was like, oh, you posted that selfie to get attention, to get the girls to hit you up because, you know, we weren't like, I don't know, sometimes like he'll say like, we're not dating. I'll be like, yeah, we're not dating, whatever. You know, I want to try and get my OnlyFans. And now I can finally do it guilt free. I didn't do it the past couple weeks because as far as collabing, because I felt like, you know,
I mean, she was right. He was posting that picture for attention and to get people to probably message him, which they obviously did. But her saying like, "Oh, now I can do my OF guilt free," like she did her OF guilt free even with him. So I'm not sure what she's talking about there. She's like, "Oh, I didn't do it for a couple weeks," but she literally does it. Like she does a bunch of collabs and sleeps with other people like while she's with him later. So
like I'm in love. I want to show my loyalty. Like, but I so specifically remember asking him, like, did he post that picture for?
But then how come she didn't want to show her loyalty when they actually like were officially together? And she started like sleeping with a bunch of people in different collabs.
Like girls to get attention. He goes, no, I don't talk to any girl. I don't talk to anybody in the DMs like that. If they need my help, I'm going to help them. And then I keep it moving. But he'd be talking to every girl. He is the kind of person.
Yeah, he was talking to every girl, you guys. He actually was. So he was a liar. She's right about this. It's just so weird that she could like call it out like this and see him for what he was and then just ultimately forgive him and get married and have children with him.
Person that he even admitted it to me. He's just like, he needs the attention because he just doesn't get it. And
he admitted that he needed the attention. For some reason, I don't believe this part. I don't think he would have said that. Moses is too, like, never does anything wrong in his own mind, loves himself. I don't think he'd ever be like, I just wanted more attention. I don't believe that.
This is why I will stop dating people for, like, that are used. That, like, literally guys don't know how to control themselves. Like, when I post them, like, and a girl DMs them, like, the guys that were, like, losers growing up just have no self-control because they're like, oh my God, I got attention. Knowing that it's a catfish, not even, like, realizing the same tone, the same terror. Like, oh my God. Yikes. I mean, and this guy is not, like, you know, he's not Fabio. He's not a stud or anything like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, she acted like he was, though. So this part is kind of stupid when people, like, start trashing the way someone looks when they themselves were attracted to them to begin with. So she was obsessed and did consider him a Fabio type, talked about how he was so handsome constantly. She even referred to him as Jesus. So it's just kind of like transparent. Like I can see right through it that she's trying to drag him down just because he was effing around behind her back.
And then he says, going to dinner. And then they go, with your wife/husband? I'm like, what? He's like, both. Can I join? She says. Another 3 says, make it a...
Well, wasn't she trying to apparently get him to have a threesome? So what does it matter if he made that same joke?
4, she says. Crying emoji, he says. And then she goes, oh, you remembered. Maybe I should move my flight up. I think they said it might leave a day early. He goes, you can. So I may take that flight instead. He goes, cool. Because my work needs me. He goes, 22?
So Moses was also trying to hook up with someone on the side. It sounds like he was trying to meet her.
Mark? Oh, the 22nd. Yes. She goes, I am a dancer. He goes, what kind? We are starting to plan rehearsals again. Fun. Okay, wait, hold on. I work. Send me your flight info. Oh, okay. She was very flexible. And he goes, I work with modern dance companies. Okay, when? Good news to me. Send me your flight info.
News to me, she says. Okay, I'll give her that one. That one was kind of funny. But it does sound like Moses is trying to hook up with her and is trying to act like it's just about business. She's like, oh, send me your info. I have a dance company.
To make sure I can pick you up if you want. Mother can't even
He was going to go pick her up? Wow, he really wanted it.
fucking pick me up, though.
Well, he didn't really want Trisha. He just wanted Trisha's money, so that kind of makes sense.
He goes, when you are here, we can talk about it. She goes, okay. He said, I'll show you. How? Will you practice on someone? He goes, on you.
It's the funny thing is though, is she's kind of acting like she's cringing out over this, but it's only because it was someone else. If Moses was speaking exactly like this to her, she'd be lapping it up, just like she was the first time they DM'd, and she said he was just so attentive and like hitting on her and all over the place. Like she would love it, but just because it's not about her, she's cringing out.
I'm not sure if that can work. Can we talk about
Like you got to remember, the way he's talking now is the same way that won Trisha over. So I don't know why she's judging it so hard.
water while we have... I know this is a catfish. How do you not know this is a catfish? Can we talk about water while we have...
But what does it matter if the person even was a catfish? It doesn't matter. He still was betraying by talking to a woman. It doesn't matter, right? Well, they weren't really together, but they kind of were because he was meeting the family and stuff. And at the very least, he did lie to her and say he wasn't talking to anyone and then was. But the fact that like she was a catfish, allegedly, supposedly, I don't even think that this person was. But even if they were, what does that part matter? She's acting like it's supposed to be double embarrassing because the person wasn't allegedly even real.
This guy also thinks he's water. I've deleted the videos, but there's literally a video where he thinks he won't die, where he thinks he's water. He truly feels that he's born.
And she said, though, that that was the most interesting thing about him at the time. She's like, the most interesting thing about you is that you think you're water and you won't die. But now she's like, y'all, this guy thinks he's water. What a delusional freak. But she was all about it, what, a week prior?
Water. He's working on a project where he says the beginning of life is water. Motherfucking water. You drink it to stay alive, but you ain't it. You ain't it.
He was it for you, though. He was it for her for, that week that he had her in a chokehold.
Sure. He goes, okay. She goes, can we talk about water while we have... Sure, but I don't think you'll be able to say much. Why is that? She says, this is real, you guys. This is a real person. He thinks this is real.
And again, this is the same type of thing that won Trisha over, so I don't know why she's cringing out so bad.
Oh God.
Like, I wish you would read us her DMs with Moses in the beginning. Like, read us what he said to you in the beginning, and let's see how it differs from this conversation.
God, I wish there was like... Okay, this is all out of order, but hey, okay. He always goes, you always write me when I'm going to speak. She goes, I feel like this is a conspiracy. He's like, whose conspiracy? Government? Oh no, your conspiracy. My conspiracy to have sex with you? You are on to me.
Oh, he really wanted her. That's what upsets Trisha, is that Moses really wanted her. I wonder if Moses was talking to Trisha like this in the beginning. You know he was, though, because she like, was all about it. But she's just mad that he basically, the game he played on her, he played on everyone. He thought it was only her. So finding out that he was just into everyone else just upsets the hell out of her.
The amount of cringe. The amount of cringe. My conspiracy to have with you. You're on to me. You guys.
Okay, but think of the amount of cringe that exists in her own DMs with Moses. Like, I'm sure it's exactly the same.
I'm not saying this to be mean. Like, he is a very socially awkward person. He might have something like Asperger's or something like that. So, like,
So now that she doesn't like him, she's going to try to use Asperger's as a weapon against him. Like, oh, something's wrong with him. He has Asperger's, which isn't okay to just diagnose people just because you don't like them in some way. And you want to say there's something wrong with him and it's this diagnosis.
it's like, it's very cringe, but holy shit. I mean, he's also not an idiot, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, what? He sends her a selfie, the same selfie that he posted on his Instagram page, and also the same selfie that's his default picture. He really be liking the selfie. He sent the exact same, like the exact same one, not a variation. It's just him like looking into the camera profile, like.
I mean, that's not very surprising. Moses does seem to love himself, so I can perfectly envision him falling in love with like the one and only photo he took of himself and just posting it everywhere and sending it to everyone like it's God's gift to Earth.
And he goes, fresh out of the shower. He goes, hey, gamer girl, pretty eyes. She goes, there.
It is kind of funny though that he acts like he sends the selfie just to her, like fresh out of the shower, and then he just posts it everywhere.
They're mine. Do you play games? He goes, no, I garden. What do you garden? Life, architecture of water, plants. You garden life? I meant what kind of plants? I did not think you were gardening children. What? Yes, my own.
She kind of seems like she's coming at the woman a little bit here, but it's not the woman's fault that Moses was talking to her. Like, this woman had no obligation to be loyal to Trisha in any capacity. Moses was the one who was pretending to be interested in her, wanting to be with her, or kind of not wanting to be with her, but still sleeping with her, and then meeting her family and stuff. This woman has no obligation to her.
Jungle. Going to drive now. Oh, okay. I was going to send you a picture of what you can eat, but I will not since you're driving. Now's a good time. Eyes on the road. Warming up my car. Road between your legs. Stop it. If a guy talks to you like this, run for the hills. He hasn't been late in years.
Okay, she's acting like morally superior and like, oh my god, girl, like, love yourself, right? If someone talks to you like this. But it's like, Moses also talked to her like this. This is how Moses won her over. She said Moses and her were in the DMs all night and he was really vocal and he was like this. So she fell for the same thing that the girl fell for. So she's like not above her in any way.
Why do I always get the guys that are they're so desperate and insecure?
Also, her saying he hasn't been laid in however many years. He actually, this is confirmed by the girl who slept with him. He slept with a girl a month before he met Trisha. So his whole, I haven't been with anyone in a long time was a lie.
Here, which is probably why they're sleeping with me. Oh my god, I gotta rethink everything. But they're so, it's like when someone gives them attention, they like don't, what? This dude did not, he said he did not, but also I don't think that he probably lied.
He definitely lied, Trisha. And I think she'll find this out later. I think she does find this out later, but he was with someone like very, very shortly before he was with her. And obviously was trying to be with people while with her, like during the relationship or quote unquote relationship since it wasn't official. Whatever it was.
He really did. I mean, because I've seen the girls, there's a bunch of like desperate, sad girls out there. Me.
Okay, I was about to get on her for coming at the girls that he's slept with, but she did include herself in the list, so I'll go a little easy on her. But this is what I mean by Trisha not liking women. She always finds a way to drag a woman some way. Like, what does it matter what the people he slept with looks like? Like, what does it matter what those women look like?
A road between your legs. She goes, eyes on the road. He goes, a road between your legs. What does that mean? Eyes on the road. Road between your legs.
Okay, it's not that deep. It's not a riddle. He clearly just means, like, think of a train and a tunnel.
But what's the road between her legs? Just like, I guess, the path there? That's where his eyes are on? Can I warm up your car? I can jumpstart it. Okay, I don't want to distract you. I want to marry a man one day and have a... Okay, this is the girl. I want to marry a man one day and have a baby. But when I like to have... Oh my god, wait, how did I not see that?
I mean, the girl's kind of talking like Trisha does, because Trisha's, like, meets someone day one and she's like, let's have a baby. So her and this girl aren't that different. They say the same things and they have an interest in the same dude.
And that is what I want from you. He goes, are you proposing to me? Okay. Like when you first get these, you're like, oh my god, this is so hurtful. When I reread them, I'm like, oh my god, this is so sad. I feel like
that's normal. That's like whenever you get betrayed, you are sad first and then the anger comes in. It's kind of like the 5 stages of grief. And you're like, nah, what was I thinking? This person's whack.
I feel like I want to help him. Like, baby, that's what? That's
okay, she doesn't want to help him. Let's be real. Also, I find it kind of funny that she's acting like she's like she's superior in dirty talk when Jason and David actually read her dirty talk before, and it's no better than this, you guys.
That's not the dirty talk. Oh god, when this guy he literally would go down to eat my just kiss it. It was very bizarre. I was like, I don't think he really understood. I don't know if he knew how.
Okay, in this situation, Moses actually DM'd a girl that he was talking to, and he said that the reason he didn't like to do that with Trisha is because, according to Moses, he didn't like doing that because she smelled down there. So it would make sense, or like this this corroborates the fact that he didn't like to do that to her because she said he didn't like to, and he also said himself he didn't like to. So she didn't know what the reason was, but apparently the reason, according to him, is that he didn't like the way she smelled down there.
But you just be down there and just go. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Oh God, oh my God. She was never. I proposed a threesome, maybe a foursome if you behave. Nobody talks like this. I mean, I guess.
I mean, I think a lot of people talk like that. It's dirty talk. You just say a bunch of unhinged things. It's just, they all sound stupid. They all sound cringe. Like everyone's dirty talk does for the most part. It only doesn't sound bad to the two people doing it because they're trying to turn each other on. And when you're not really thinking with your brain, you're thinking with other parts of your body. And when you are, everything sounds good.
People do when they have hookup. Okay, we'll read my bubbles. We'll expose me too, but I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just like, because I know him and I'm just like, oh, so cringe because of how like he promotes peace and everything. He didn't even want to admit that his like.
I agree with her on this part. I can see why she would be cringed out when he presents himself as like a peaceful, loving, not a liar, doesn't give in to desires, and then the whole time he was just this person behind the scenes. I completely get that.
Hand was the one putting the hands because he's like, I don't want it to affect my work. Motherfucker, it's gonna affect your work. You're just DMing your fans.
Okay, so she's right, by the way. It of everything that would affect his work, it's definitely just DMing his fans and trying to hook up with all of them. But also, she brought up how Moses apparently helped her film an OF with his hand, and then he ended up blaming that on her sister. He ended up saying that wasn't my hand who was doing that. That was her sister Callie's hand, and she was just too embarrassed to say it was Callie's, so she said it was mine. And then I think there was like a little feud between Moses and Callie for a little bit because of this. And Trisha was like, "You have to apologize to her. You have to apologize to her." But yeah, who knows what the actual truth is? It could be either one. But if it was him, you would think it'd be easy to tell if you just look at the hands, right? I've never seen it though, and I'm never going to, so don't come to me for that answer.
Thinks he has fans. He's like, no, they find me through Facebook. I'm like, no, they find you through Trisha Paytas. That's how they found you, baby.
Okay, she's right though. They do find him through Trisha Paytas. To this day, they find him through Trisha Paytas. The only way that Moses has ever been looked up is through Ethan Klein or Trisha Paytas. Moses has never been looked up for himself, and that's just on facts.
Maybe a foursome. He goes, well, you keep your promise and I will keep mine. It is far away from being real at this point. So like I said, I'll wait until we are in the same city for just killing the mood.
She's right, he is killing the mood. It kind of sounds like Moses, because you know how Trisha keeps saying that the girl was a catfish? It kind of sounds like Moses maybe suspected that and kept being like, well, once it's real, we'll talk about it. Like, let it be real first. Like, let me see you first. I think he probably had his doubts. That's just what it sounds like to me.
I do not want to have a friend. Ha ha ha. Do you? I don't know. Okay, there's like a lot being cut out from this. And
yeah, I'm confused too. I'm right there with her. Like, what?
he's like holding his kitten. And he's like, could have been you. And it's like his arm holding a kitten. She goes, could have been you. She licks. I suck.
Okay, it seems like Moses was really into this girl, you guys. Like, really into this girl. Look how often he talks to her. Look how much he says to her. Like, he really wanted to meet her.
I can lick too. He goes, lick me too. Okay.
And let me make it clear, there's nothing wrong with the fact that Moses was pursuing other people while pursuing Trisha when they weren't together. What's wrong here is that he told her he wasn't. What's wrong here is that he lied. He said, I'm not even interested in other women. I don't even talk to anyone in DMs. I don't do that kind of thing. That's not me. And it was the entire time. And that's the issue. And that's why I give her, or like I support her being upset, because that is something you could be upset by. I don't support exposed videos, but I do feel like she was clocking him here, and she was right that he was fake and a con and every negative thing above.
Ow, boring. Looking and touching my phone is not. I am here excited with my toy about to go in, and you kill the mood.
Yeah, Moses, it seems like Moses wasn't buying into the girl being real, maybe, but he seems to keep talking to her in case she is. Like, he's got hope for it. But it's kind of sounds like he's pressuring her to come already, like to come over already, so he can see her and make sure she's real.
I'm visual. Show me. Ew. I am becoming a virgin.
Also, that part too is a little bit pressure filled because like the girl's clearly like comfortable with Eckstein, and so is he, and he kind of leads her to believe that he is, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Show me, I'm visual." Like she doesn't have anything to prove to him, and like she doesn't have to if she doesn't want to. Like sure, if that's what they're doing, but you can't just like go from Eckstein to be like, show me, I'm visual. None of this other stuff is working. Like, okay, go talk to someone else that'll work that you can work with then.
Again, the what? He goes, I might be excited too. Oh my god, thank you. I mean, honestly, I'm fortunate enough that I'm known, so when I do post someone that I'm like, you know, obviously dating or hooking up with or whatever, it's so great. I love getting these. Like, you know, Jason's a fucking, let's clap it out for Jason because he.
Ooh, Jason, shout out. Again, she's going to say Jason was such a good boyfriend to her because he was. This is when she was being honest. But like nowadays, now in like 2025 or like even 2024, she'll be like, she would have been like, oh, Moses is so much better than Jason. I've never had a partner as loving and as good as Moses. And yet he did all of this to her, you guys.
Never had this. Like, he really didn't until we broke up and then he became a wild animal, whatever.
Yeah, and Jason had every right to go wild once they broke up. He was no longer in a relationship. That's how you do it.
For it. But when we were together, there was like videos of him like literally telling people like, oh, my girlfriend Trish wouldn't like or my girlfriend Trish, like I have a girlfriend, like, you know, oh, I don't want to put my arm around you for the picture because I have a girlfriend. And
okay, yes, this is a sign of loyalty, and this is Jason being loyal, but this is also Jason being afraid. So the fact that she's bragging about this is a little bit toxic because these are Jason's fans. So Jason was telling fans, I can't put my arm around you because you're a girl and my girlfriend will get mad at me. And not just mad, Trisha would actually like punish him, like physically, verbally, mentally. So he was fighting for his life back then. But imagine he could put his arm around male fans, but not female fans because his girlfriend was like unhinged and wouldn't let him. So, like, yes, it's a good thing of Jason that he was loyal, but it's also unhealthy that he had to exist in this atmosphere where he was scared to function like a normal human being because he would be punished if he did anything that his girlfriend didn't like.
you know, I love Trish so much. Like, it was constantly him saying that, and like he would never respond to DMs. He let me always have the phone. This mother trying to hide these conversations.
That's another thing. Jason didn't have to give her his phone, but she makes it sound like people who give you their phone are better, but that's not a healthy relationship. You don't have to hand your phone over. Like, if you want to, sure. If you guys have that kind of relationship, sure. But if it's your girlfriend always accusing you of cheating and going through your phone to ensure that you aren't, that's not a healthy relationship. That's toxic. And even she brags later how she goes to Moses' phone all the time to ensure that he isn't cheating. If you have to go through your boyfriend or girlfriend's phone all the time to ensure they aren't cheating, just get out of that relationship. You should not be in it. It's not fair to either party.
But no, bish. No, bis.
Shout out Stephanie Sue. That's where she got the bis from, Stephanie Sue.
Oh, show me and I'll show you. Round 5. He's like, reading words is the worst for me. That's the worst for you?
Yeah, he's obviously trying to pressure the girl into meeting him to confirm that she's real. That's why he keeps saying, or to at the very least send him pictures or videos or something, because he keeps saying like, ugh, words aren't enough. I need more. And I feel like it's kind of, I know it might seem small, but it's kind of gross because Moses has a real problem with boundaries. And we know that because of the young age 3 fan that he met up with whose boundaries he crossed while they were sleeping together.
Oh, let's see. This is, I don't know what this is. Okay, I wish I really had more of these. I want to know these like full conversations, to be honest.
She probably wants to know the full conversations to see just how long they talked for and just how much they talked about. Because it's one thing to be actual with someone, which is already a betrayal in itself, but it's another thing to even emotionally cheat. Like, if he said things like he wanted to be with her, like beyond just X and stuff like that. So I completely can understand why she would want to see the entire combo.
Oh my god! And then I'm scrolling, and literally the one right before is him at dinner with my dad and my stepmom. Oh my god!
Yikes! That's bad. That's what I don't get about Moses. He presents himself as like this like loving, caring, considerate, compassionate guy, and then he goes to dinner with her family while he's talking to other women behind her back about how he wants to be with them. Gross.
He might be the fakest. Like, I'm not gonna even lie. Like, he might be the fakest. And again, don't send any.
She's right, he is.
Hate, because honestly, I'm so over it.
Okay, this part surprises me because Trisha normally likes people to send hate to the people that she exposes. That's why she exposes them. It's to publicly shame and humiliate them and ensure that they don't do it to her again. It's punishment, it's a consequence for their actions. She did it to Jason Nash many times. She did it to Sean. She did it to everyone. She even did it to Ethan. She did it to everyone. So the fact that she actually says, don't go send hate to Moses is makes me wonder if she's still at this point, which I think is probably the truth, had a thing for him and still thought that maybe there was still an opening, that maybe they could still work out. Because remember, they do end up getting back together and working out, quote unquote. So I wonder if that's why, because she normally does use people as weapons against the people that she's mad at. Like even when she went on CBB UK, she bragged to the contestants about how they better not mess with her because she'll send her fans after them and her fans will make them delete all social media and like ruin their lives.
It's so like, ugh, like the dick that good, you know what I mean? It really isn't. Like I really did, like when I'm in love with someone, like even
Okay, if it wasn't that good, why did she brag about it so much though? And she was the one who said that like she needed to be with him 24/7. She was so addicted she couldn't even let him go to the bathroom by himself.
Jason is a very mediocre lay, like for sure when we first I didn't like it.
Okay, she's capping here because she was obsessed with Jason after the first time they were together. Jason was the one who, after they slept together, didn't contact her for like a week or two or like a month or something. Trisha was all over him. She was like trying to get a bag. She was trying to message him all the time. She was trying to hang out. It's so the fact that she's like, oh, he was mediocre. I didn't like it. She was obsessed with him. Also, I find it funny that Trisha keeps referring to all these people as mediocre in bed or like with dirty talk when she herself seems to be not that good at either one of them. Like when Jason and David read her dirty talk, and Trisha even admitted herself that she's not good at it. She wasn't good. And then also Moses himself said that Trisha wasn't good in bed because she didn't know how to give brain, you know? She didn't know how to give brain. So I'm just saying, it's kind of weird that she's acting like she's such an expert and like so much better than them when I don't know why she has such a high image of herself in this regard.
And then you fall in love with someone and it's like, yeah, and like for him, I was like, oh, you know, he's really cool. Like he would come over every night and like he really portrayed like, oh, I care about you. Like this is something, you know. God, I just wish I
Okay, he did, but he also didn't because from what we've seen of the videos that we've like posted so far, Moses made it very clear that he was not looking for a relationship and he was not looking to date and like he didn't want to be anything with her. So the fact that she's like, oh, well, he made it seem like it was a love story. He didn't. She projected that onto him. He didn't. That said, he still shouldn't have been going behind her back when he lied to her. He could have done it if he never said anything. But where he went wrong was saying that he doesn't do that stuff and he wasn't doing that stuff when he was. That's where he went wrong because that makes him a liar.
had more of those conversations. They're really just too good, to be honest. But I feel like there was more that I like didn't see. Oh God, is this more? What are these? No. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, here's some more. We got some more. Okay.
She's living for this. I wonder if this part is the part that hurt her the most, if she's so excited about.
These were the best ones. These are the ones I'm looking for, y'all.
Yeah, see, these are the best ones. These probably hurt her the most, which is why she's so excited to share them and make fun of them.
I love pleasing and pleasure, never pain. Do women get pleasure from your They get addicted.
Again, I don't know why she's acting like this because she herself was addicted to him. I'm not saying Moses is addicted. I'm saying that she herself said that once she had him and once she was with him, he was the only man that she felt compelled to follow around, even though that's not true. She's felt that way with every guy she's ever been with. But she was like, he's the only one I want to be with constantly 24/7. I can't even let him go to the bathroom alone. I'm so addicted to him. I'm so obsessed with him. So her being like, oh, he's calling himself addictive. Like you called him addictive too.
They get addicted. If a man tells me I'm going to get addicted to his, stop it. Stop it.
He probably did say that and she probably liked it.
No, you got a desperate over here during quarantine. That's how I got addicted to the okay?
Okay, but she self-admittedly has always been desperate because even when she was with Jason Nash, she constantly told him, I'm with you because I'm desperate. Or like, I'm a really desperate girl. I'm a really desperate woman. I'll be with anyone who wants to even be with me for a second. So I don't think it was a quarantine thing.
And he's got a bad back now, so he can't do. he'd like complain about my soft mattress, and like his back just always so.
Okay, so this part I am going to say, not to get like too detailed or graphic here, but this kind of makes sense if Moses is laying on his back on a soft mattress and he has a lot of weight on him, why that would be uncomfortable and why he wouldn't like it, if you're catching my drift here. But I won't say it.
If this is his like, this is what he's trying to get now, is the girl. Good luck thrusting with a bad back.
I mean, he didn't seem to have a problem thrusting with the bad back when they were like, Trisha said that her and Moses were being intimate multiple times a day for hours. Remember? She said every hour on the hour they were intimate and it was for an hour. She said they were doing hour-long sessions. That's what Trisha said. So it didn't seem like he had too much trouble thrusting then when she was bragging about how much she was getting it.
Oh yeah, he goes, they get addicted. She goes, question mark, sounds dangerous. He goes, it is dangerously good.
Okay, Chester Cheeto.
We have Chester the cheetah cat.
Oh my god, we made the same joke.
Does your nose get in the way when you eat? Doesn't he? One of his...
Is that like a drag? Why would the girl ask him that? I'm not dragging her. I'm just wondering, like, that's an odd statement to make. I wonder if she was, like, trying to drag him low-key.
Insecurities is his nose. I don't think it looks bad on him. I think it looks very nice.
Yeah, see, Trisha's even like, his insecurity is his nose. Why is she bringing that up? Like, I wonder if the girl knew that and she was kind of just trolling. And so she tried to come at him. I don't know.
Look, this guy's a handsome dude. Yeah, so he's not my type, you know, normally. Like, honestly.
Well, she called him handsome, but then she just said earlier that he wasn't Fabio and he wasn't that good looking.
Like, when I saw him, I was like, oh, it's a funny gag. I can and then go back on the podcast or whatever.
So again, she was using Moses to get back at Ethan and Hila, even though she, before and after, said, I never did anything to hurt Hila. I never did that. Hila's making this all about herself. Me being with you was never about her when it was.
You know, but he's handsome. Like, people think he's handsome or whatever. And I was just like, you know, if he's a nice guy. And that's what sold me. I was like, he was a nice guy. And I was like, oh, he's like super sweet and quiet and seemed normal and stable. And just was like, yeah, I didn't date for 10 years because I really wanted to focus on me. And I was like, oh.
I mean, yeah, he really did lie and present himself to her in a way that just wasn't true. He did lie to her really big. And the fact that her stance nowadays will act like this is a love story when this is their origin story is wild. Like, this is the lore. Like, this is not a love story. This is a horror story.
Love this kind of dude. Okay. He's like, I have self-control. I never cheated. I was like, oh my God, I fucking him.
He did say that. He was like, I don't desire anyone. I don't have any impulse to sleep with people. I'm just above that. I've elevated. I've become superior.
Give this guy a few thousand followers. Well, damn, he just be home trying to everybody. And good on you. Go do it. Go. I saw you on Bumble. Get it in. But he does.
We all know she doesn't feel that way. We know she's salty about it, but this is her way of coping. So, you know, cope.
He does have a bigger nose. And like I said, my type of guy, you guys know, I dated like Jason and John. I like a clean cut, blonde, blue-eyed, daddy.
Okay, well, I will say that comment's a little bit sus because blonde-eyed. I will say that comment's a little sus because blonde-haired, blue-eyed guys aren't the only ones capable of being clean-cut. And Sean wasn't even a daddy, and Jason didn't even want him to and Jason didn't even want her to refer to him as daddy. That's ink that she forced on him, and that she also ends up forcing on Moses. But yeah, we know he wasn't her type because he didn't look like the Barbie doll Ken, which is what she's trying to say is her type.
Usually someone in the entertainment industry, because I find that like just more exciting than, you know, whatever. So she goes, does your nose get...
She changes her mind about this. She does believe that. I think that's truly how she feels. She likes to date people in the entertainment industry. That's like her ultimate type because if you go back into her dating history, she's tried to get like... She like was with Anthony Michael Hall, which is an actor who was in The Breakfast Club. She was with Roger Bart, who I guess was on Broadway. I don't really know what he was in. She was with Aaron Carter for a bit, which is a singer from back in the day, like a teeny bop singer. So she does like her celebrities, like D-list celebrities, whatever. She likes them, but she did change her mind at some point, and she was like, I just like dating normal guys, but that's not true. She's never liked to date normal guys. And in fact, I think the reason Moses made the cut is he's not a normal guy, but he's not a celebrity, but his brother-in-law and sister kind of are. They're like big names, so I think that helps Moses catch Trisha's attention and interest.
And the way when you eat, he goes, his, no, it goes in. Ew.
Oh my god. I can't.
That's what she says. She goes, ew.
Oh, she said ew. I thought Trisha was saying ew. That's so funny. The girl was like, nah, get that away from me.
Ew. And the girl says, ew.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to hear an ew while you're exiting. I wonder how he felt when she straight out ewed him. This is why I kind of think like, I kind of think the girl was like kind of trolling him too, because it kind of sounds like she like tried to drag him and then is dragging him.
Ew. Stop it. If a girl you're trying to hook up with says ew and you're just in the DMs, don't go any further. Block it. Ew is the worst.
Block it. Like, block it out of shame. Pretend you didn't see it. Pretend it never happened.
First response. I hate that response. Even on my comments, like on Instagram, people say ew. It's just like the worst.
Oh, I thought she was going to say that like she also got some ews when she was Xing before. I was going to be like, how many people get this? I've never gotten this. Have you?
He goes, it's amazing for you. This guy's nose is never.
Wait, she's like, ew, and he's like, it's amazing. He really loves himself. Like, he's not even ashamed. He just keeps going with the same thing he just said. He doesn't even back down either. He just doubles down.
I've been in my just gonna say that. Because the closest he's gotten to eating is kissing around it. And it was only after I made sure I like showered and I gotta clean up. But what?
Damn. So he made her shower before he did it, and he still said that it smelled.
Whatever. He says it's amazing for you. Nose in the pussy is amazing for you. So definitely go get that. Does sound amazing. He goes, it's big.
Oh, now she's trying to come back. She's coming back from her ew.
Big and strong. Talking about his nose. What the? She goes, hey, okay. And then we got that part. Oh God, I really wish we had more. Damn it, I really, really did. Hey, he's also such a before he ever met me. He used to stalk his sister's, not stalk, listen to his sister's podcast.
Wait, what? Hold on, we gotta get into this. I like how she said stalked first. Like, what? But then she clarifies it and she's like, no, it's stalk, just listen. So I kind of feel like she is going hard on Moses, but still kind of going easy on him. I wonder if she for sure thought she was going to talk to him again.
He's like their number one fan, his sister and his brother-in-law. And like, so I'd go on the podcast and he was talking shit to like other fans about me. I was like, and that was my first thing. I'm like, you just talk.
Oh, okay. So this wasn't about him talking crap about Ethan and Hila. It was about him talking crap about Trisha after he saw her on the H3 podcast. But that's crazy that she knew this prior. She knew that he was talking crap about her before he knew her or whatever. And she still had interest in pursuing him. Like, she was making fun of this girl for being desperate, but like, how desperate do you have to be if some guy was talking crap about you and making fun of you and you still pursue him?
You're gonna ask me out, which is fine. I can't hold him. I can't hold anything against him for that.
Why can't you hold something against him for that?
I'm using him too. I was like, all right, let's just that way I can like rub it in there.
Oh, okay. So she said she was using Moses too. That's why when she on front of me is when she makes such a big deal where she's like, Moses was using me, and then Ethan's like, didn't you say you were using him too? And then she like goes quiet. So yeah, she was using him too. It was the same exact thing that they were doing to each other. Only Trisha was using Moses for revenge, and Moses was using Trisha for clout, attention, and money.
Faces. And then I did catch feelings, whatever.
See, she said she wanted to rub it in Ethan and Hila's faces, and then try to gaslight Hila and pretend to be and try to say like, Hila is so like weird. She thinks that I hooked up with her brother to get back at her. How weird is Hila? No, it's weird that you did that, and it's weird that you tried to lie and make Hila feel crazy for something that you admitted that you did.
But he was crazy. He just like, these are the kind of guys we avoid, ladies. The ones who just need attention from any living, breathing female. And this may not even be a living, breathing female. This may be, who knows? This could be a dude. This could be a computer.
Who cares who it is, though? Who cares who's behind it? The point is that Moses loves attention in any and all capacity. And he is a liar and a betrayer. I feel like she keeps trying to drag the woman because she wants to be like, she just wants to drag her because she hates women, first of all. So she wants to be like, if she was too pretty or something, she's like, it was a catfish, clearly. Like, pretty women exist, Trisha.
I want to know who's behind. I'm not going to say the account, but I want to know who's behind that account. Damn it. They always get.
Why does it matter though? Even if it's a troll, why does it matter? Who cares who's behind it? They did you a favor by outing Moses. Like, thank them.
The tea, but you know, I don't know. And they're not like a popular, like I get if it was like a Perez Hilton or like a drama channel or something, but no one gives a we're going to talk about this because I was like, oh no.
Well, she says it's not popular and it doesn't get much attention or views, but then how did she find it? Ethan kind of had a good point when he said that too. He's like, yeah, the account had like 2 followers, so I think it's you. That's true. How would she have found an account that small? Even if it tagged her repeatedly. Imagine how many times she gets tagged a day, right? I don't understand how she found it. If no one else found it or cared about it.
No one really gives a like literally nobody cared. Well, that is done and dead. I always, you know, whenever I make the video, that's the nail in the coffin. That's the done and dead. Don't fuck.
I mean, that's not necessarily true. It is kind of the nail in the coffin, but it's also her trying to get them to talk to her again. When she makes the video, it's her way of punishing them and making sure that they feel bad for what they've done, that they feel punished for what they've done, but then she still leaves the door open for them to come back. The door's never closed with Trisha. The only time the door is closed with Trisha is when those around her close the door. She never closes it.
Can talk
Which is why she let Moses slither back in like 5 times.
to me again. Don't reach out to me again. And
That's not true. The moment he reaches out to her, talks to her, she's going to love it. Which is why when he does, they end up back together immediately. And then you saw the video following this one. Or the macaroni video that we posted, that was after this one, sometime after this one, a month after this podcast, actually. So she was like goo over him. Like, she looked at him in awe. She was like talking to him like all gentle. She was like, trying to impress him. So no, it's not the end. I think she's trying to act harder than she is, but I think she's a little bit more desperate than she's willing to admit.
it's me more being over. If I stay quiet, it's like maybe there's a chance. Maybe.
I don't believe that. I think she puts out these videos to provoke them and prompt them to engage with her. Her saying, oh, when I stay quiet, maybe there's a chance. I don't believe that. She never stays quiet. That's why she did the first exposed video to get him back, which worked. He came back after she did it. So and he comes back after this one too. That's how she gets them back.
All the way off. So anyways, long story, that was a long story to all say. H3 unfollowed me, but he didn't unfollow me because of that. Because I don't even think like the brother-in-law, like I don't think they like each other, or he doesn't like, I don't know, there's something weird. They never want him to come over.
Okay, so you see this part? This is why I think she's still protecting Moses at this part, because first of all, she says Ethan unfollowed her, but not because of the Moses drama. It was because she was sending Ethan unsolicited photos of herself that he's a married man. He didn't want to see. He was grossed out by, so he unfollowed her. She then says, I don't even think they like each other. And then she tries to blame it on Ethan by being like, if there's something weird going on there, like Ethan doesn't even invite him over. First of all, Ethan has always been very open and loving toward Moses. Even on frenemies, you saw that. Ethan was so nice to Moses. Always said he loved him. Always excused him. Always defended him. I believe what happened here is Moses was telling Trisha things behind the scenes and talking bad about Ethan, about how Moses didn't like Ethan. But for whatever reason, it seems like Trisha was not willing to out Moses at this point, which is how I know that she still was trying to pursue something with him, because she called this no holds barred, but it really wasn't, because she did hold her punches, because she could have exposed him here for all the things that he said about Ethan, but she didn't. And remember when Ethan reads his text, he goes, Moses said this about you, and Ethan starts to read it. So she did tell Ethan, she just didn't tell the public. But she's trying to make this an Ethan thing, but it isn't. It sounds like Moses is the one with the issue. But she's kind of tiptoeing around this and trying to make it seem like Ethan is the problem. Like, oh, Ethan didn't even invite Moses to his house. Moses was over there all the time. Moses was included in everything, as far as Ethan and Ela said.
Very, I don't know. I sense a weird relationship, but that's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't know. There's
She does know. She's not going to say anymore because she doesn't want to expose Moses. Because remember when she did the first exposed video, Moses said, you can say whatever you want about me, but don't expose what I told you about Ethan and Ela. Remember, she said that because she said that. So she's trying to like hold off here just in case she can make a comeback with Moses. She doesn't want to ruin it entirely. But yeah, she definitely knows more than she's saying, and she's trying to pin it on Ethan. But she knows that the issue is that Moses doesn't like Ethan, because she tells Ethan that. But this is just half of this podcast. If you want to hear the second half, I don't know if she continues to talk about him in the second half or if it was just the first half that she did. But if you guys want to hear more, just let me know because I'm down to keep doing this. Obviously, we're still going with the series, but let me know if you want to specifically hear more about this podcast. I know it's a little bit not as exciting to just hear audio as opposed to seeing the footage of them together because you get to see their facial expressions, their behavior, everything. But the reason I'm doing the podcasts is because these were pivotal moments in the relationship and because I'm trying to do this in like chronological order. So, yeah, if you want to know what else she says about potentially about Moses in this next half, just let me know and we'll keep going. And let me know what you guys thought about this in general, how you feel about how she went in on Moses, and whether you guys also believe that he's conning her even to this day, like I do. I truly believe that. Let me know if you guys think that. And I would love to know from his stands if they're even watching this. I know they leave hate comments, but if you're actually watching this and listening, I would love for one of you to answer me and say why you think her relationship with Moses is so good if this is in their past. I need to know why you think it's so good when he betrayed her, lied to her, when she hit him and left a mark. I need to know why this relationship is being prodded or like propped up as this ideal love story. Let me know. Also, guys, who do you think is the biggest villain here? Trisha or Moses? Because we used to ask at the end of every Jason and Trisha video, what's the worst thing Jason did to Trisha and what's the worst thing Trisha did to Jason in the videos? When I think about it with Moses, I'm like, who is doing the worst thing? It kind of feels like Moses is doing the worst thing. Trisha did the worst thing when she hit him for sure. Like nothing beats that. But like in this specific thing, is it worse that she's exposing him or worse what he did to her? I feel like Moses is just giving her a run for her money. I almost feel like if she'd never hit him, they would have been equal in terms of villain and negative energy, but he is a snake, you guys. Like she lies too, and he lies. So they're compatible in that regard, but their lies are so different. Like he lies to manipulate and deceive people. She lies to get attention and her, but trust me, her lies aren't harmless. She has harmed people by lying about people. Justice for Mr. Riney. But most of her lies revolve around trying to get attention, whereas Moses' lies are trying to cover his behavior. So yeah, let me know who you think is the lesser of two evils in this scenario.